Hello to all of you, this is Dr. Dhaval Maheta and today we are going to talk about data manipulation in R. Once we have imported the data either through the keyboard or through the Excel or using the clipboard, we require sometimes to do the data manipulation in R. Basically, the data manipulation is converting the variable into some another format or rather merging the data sets. So there are many functions which we want to carry out on the data, right? So we will see one by one. Let's go there. So this is in our script. First of all, let us generate my data. Simple. We have seen in the previous video how we can do it. I will select the entire 1 to 7 script and I'll press run and my data is ready. Now I want to see what are the variables which are there in my data. So I'll write down the command names my data and it will tell me that these are the variables. So ID, weight, gender, smoking and tumor are the variables. Now I want to see the first 6 entries of my data. So for that purpose the command is head my data. So I'll get first 6 entries. Now I want to see the last 6 entries. So I'll write down tail my data. So last 6 entries will be displayed. Remember in R that whenever you write anything that is with data frame, if you write anything, the first thing is for rows and the second one is for columns. The first specify row and second specify column. Now, when I write my data 1:3, comma, space, it means that it is applicable to all the columns. Now, when I will write this way, it will generate the output that is first 3 rows will be generated. Run. Now, when I will write my data, comma, 4:5, then applicable to all rows. See, the space is there, applicable to all rows, only generate 4:5 column. Run. Now I can also select the data, that is my data 1:3, 1 to 3 rows, comma, 4:5 columns. That is also possible. At any moment of time, if I want to edit my data, I'll just write down the command edit my data and I can readily edit the data here. Fine. Let's go back. If I want to rename the variable, say for example here gender G is small and I want to make it G capital. So how we can do this in R? Let's see. First of all, we will have to go in just a minute. View, zoom out. Sorry, zoom in, zoom in. Yeah. So we can do this by using the command names my data. I'm saying that in the third variable which is there, it is to be renamed as gender, G capital. Let us run it. Run, run. And you can see the small g has been replaced by the capital G. So you can rename the variables by using this command. Now I want to sort. Sort in the sense that I want to arrange the data in either increasing or decreasing. So for that purpose, I will not work on the original data. I will create the new data. So new data 1, my data, square bracket. Now what is the concept of square bracket and round bracket? Let us understand. Whenever we are having a data frame or variable, it is always followed by square bracket. And when we are having a command, it is followed by round bracket. So order is a command and we want to say that in the entire my data has to be organized with the help of weight. So I'll run it, run, run. And you can say that the my data has been organized in the increasing way, right? Based on weight. Now, if I want to organize the data in the decreasing way, I will insert the negative sign here. So order, weight, make sure that the comma sign is there and space is there. Then only the command will work. So I'll go here, run, run. And now you can say the data frame has been organized in the decreasing way. Now I want to merge the columns. So we are having an existing data, my data, and there is a new data set which is there, that is my data 3. Now this data set which is there, my data 3, I want to combine with my data. What is a key? That is a key is ID. Okay, the key is ID. Okay, now what we will do? Just a minute. I'll go in view, zoom in. Now my data is there and my data 3, the new data set has been generated. I will connect both this data set on the basis of ID. Okay, now merge.data, this left hand side is a name. You can give any name here, but this merge is command, right? So let me run this, run, run. And you can see here that age and blood pressure are combined in the original my data set. Now I can also do the row binding. Row binding in the sense that, say for example, I am having an additional observations which I want to join with the original data, right? So how can I do this? First of all, let us generate the new data, that is my data 4. Now here there are 7 entries, and in the previous my data also there were 7 entries, right? There are some new observations which I have got. I want to combine my data with my data 4. Now here rbind means row binders, so we are having row binders and cbinders, column binders. So I'll just write down rbind my data 4. Now this command will only work in the scenario when all the variables of my data are same in my data 4. Run, run. So there is a mismatch. Let's see where the mismatch is. Let me run this my data again, because the gender was replaced and therefore there was a dispute. So if I'll run it again, possibly the error will be solved. Run, run. Yes, the error is solved, right? Now I want to transpose the data. That is, I want to convert the rows into column and the column into the rows. For this, very simple command is there, T. So I'm saying data my, T, my data. So it will transpose, that is rows will be converted into column and column into the rows. You can see it. Now I want to divide the data, split the data. I want to report the result on the basis of gender. So what I'll write, split my data atomic operator, that is dollar, by gender. I can, okay, I think it will work like this way also. Let us see. Split my data, comma, gender. So the data will be splitted, and you can see now that the results are female are splitted and males are splitted. I can also publish, or I can also report the results. That is, the aggregate results also can be given. First of all, we will have to see what is a empty cars. So empty cars is a default data frame which is available in R. I'll just write down here, control enter, and you can see that we are having in empty cars mileage per gallon, number of cylinders, displacement, HP is horsepower, D rate, weight, Q sec, VS is vertical and straight engine, AM is automatic and manual, gear is number of gears, carb is carburetor. At any moment of time, if you feel that I want to see about this particular data set, you will write down help and empty cars, and on right hand side it will give you the results, that what this data set is all about with the variable. Even if you want to see that how this command can be written, you will again go in help and you'll write down help and, for example, split. On right hand side you will be able to see how you will write the command, as well as the examples will also be given below. So this will serve the purpose. Fine, let us come back. Now what I want to give the information to R is that based on vertical and straight engine, okay, VS, vertical and straight 1 and 0, automatic and manual 1 and 0. So there will be 4 combinations, 1 1 0 1, 1 0 0 0, right? Give me the mean of this mileage, right? Give me the mean of all of them. Fine. So how I'm writing? Ag data. It is again a name, but aggregate is a command. In aggregate, empty cars by list AM and VS, comma, fun. Fun means function. Calculate the mean of all others. Run, run. AM not found. No need to worry. I'll run attach empty cars and it will definitely get it. Fine. So based on the group 1 and 2, group 1 is 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 1. It has calculated the mean of all other variables, right? So this is aggregate data. Now we will talk about reshape package given by Hadley Wickham. Very nice package to convert the shape of the data. So in this, the concept is why it's reshape, because it's having two concepts. First, we will melt the data, and once the data is melted, I can recast into another format. And therefore, for that, the package I'm using is reshape 2. First of all, let us generate this data. Run. And now I am having ID, time, x1 and x2. So first I will have to mold this data, and for that I'll be using the package reshape 2. Run. Now I'll say molten data MMD is melt x. I'll melt x. ID is ID on the basis of ID, and time. Okay, I'll again go in view and I'll make it zoom in. Fine. Let's mold the data. Run, run. And you can say the data has been molded. Now I want to recast. I want to give the new shape. So I'll say ID tilde variable and calculate the mean. First way of casting, A cast. A cast use molten data ID tilde variable mean. So first cast data 1, 2, and you can see it is calculating x1 and x2. First way of recasting it. Second way of recasting is dcast. MD ID tilde variable mean. Run, run, and it can give you that output in another format. I can also use dcast, in which I'll specify instead of variable I'll say ID tilde time mean 1, 2, and I'll get the output on the basis of time. I can use multiple combinations also. CD4 dcast molten data ID plus time tilde variable. Run, run. CD4. Okay, I'll go again in view and zoom in. Okay. Now I will say CD5 dcast MD ID plus variable tilde time. I can recast in various formats. So CD5 again I'll get in different format. CD6 dcast molten data MD ID tilde variable plus time, and I can reshape in CD6. So depending upon my requirement, I can mold the data and I can recast in the format which I require. Okay, I'll regenerate the data ID because lot of things have changed in the original data, and I'll restore the original my data. I'll run it. Sometimes it is necessary to transform. Sometimes it is necessary to transform. That is, I want to change the variable, or I want to transform the variable. For example, here weight is in kilogram. I want to convert this thing into the pound. So what I'll say, the transform command will be activated. My data, transform my data, and in weight is equal to weight into 2.204 times. So I'll run this. So what I'll get, run, run. Now one thing which you must have noticed, that is hashtag. When I want to pass any piece of information in R, I will prefix it with hashtag. It will understand that this is a information, this is not a command line, and therefore it will not throw an error. Right. So you can see the weight has been changed to transform to 2.204 times. I can also subset the data. It means that in my data, I only want to work on female data. So what I'll write here is fem data. This is again a name. You can give any name here, fem data. So in my data, which is followed by square bracket, gender equal to, I'm assigning it, and therefore I'm writing equal to in inverted comma, female, comma, space. Now what it will do, it will extract only the female data from my data, fem data, and you can see the female data has been extracted. Similarly, male smoking. Now I want to give multiple conditions here that extract the male who is smoking. So gender equal to male, and smoking equal to yes, comma, space. So it will extract the data male smoking and male smoking. So and operators can also be used here. Now I want to calculate mean weight of female. So what I'll say, mean, that is command, that is followed by round bracket, weight is a variable followed by square bracket, gender equal to female, and it will give me the mean weight of female only. I can also extract that is, I can give the less than or greater than sign also. So extract all the males whose weight is over 23. So my data into square bracket gender equal to male and weight greater than 23 comma space run, and you will be able to see that one data has been extracted. Now if I want to work, that is I only want to work on 1 to 5, so what I'll do is I'll say run, and you will be able to see that only 1 and 3 is to 5 variables are there, all others are dropped. Now there is a package which is dplyr package, very good package for data manipulation given by Hadley Wickham. I have already installed it, but you can use this command for installation. Library dplyr, I will activate it. Let us see the carbon dioxide file which is there. First of all, let us see what are the variables in the carbon dioxide file. Run it. Now you can see in carbon dioxide, plant is there, type is there, treatment is there, concentration is there, and uptake is there. So I will first of all activate this data by using attach CO2. Now there are some pipe operators which have been included in this, and what this means is that the one line command which you are which requires, or rather you can say a long command, can shrink to a very small command, right? How it works, let's see. Here if I say carbon dioxide pipe operators, to generate the pipe operators you can use Control Shift and M, and the pipe operators will be generated. Now what is the simple meaning of this is in simple meaning. So in carbon dioxide, select plant to treatment, any in that generate or give the output of only first 4 lines. And that is exactly like a comma in the grammar. It maintains a continuity of the command, and for this I'll say Control Shift M, and these are pipe operators. The recent addition is that these pipe operators are also replaced by vertical line, and this also works, right? It works same as a pipe operator. Let us go back, Control Shift M, and let us see what it can do for us. So this dplyr package is a very nice package for data manipulation. I'll run this, run, and you can see that it has generated selected plant to treatment and has given the output of 4. If I want to remove the second line, that is second column from the variable, I'll say in carbon dioxide select, that is -2 means remove it, head 1 2. You can see that the second column has gone. I can do the selection of first, second and fifth column. Done. I can rename the variables. All those functions for which we were using separate commands, now it is under the one umbrella, and that umbrella is dplyr package. So I'll say in carbon dioxide rename concentration. This concentration is to be renamed as a full concentration, and the uptake has to be replaced with CO2 uptake. Run, and you can say the names have been replaced. I want to convert all the variables to the lower case. So what I'll say, rename weight to lower. In carbon dioxide, rename weight to lower. Run, and all the variables, that is the names of all the variables, are now in the lower case. Similarly, you can carry out this analysis for the uppercase also. I want to relocate the variables. At present, concentration and uptake are at the fag end. I want to bring it in the front. So for that purpose, what I'll do, run. Now concentration and uptake are in the first and second column. I can also create new variables. If you recall, the transform command was there. Now instead of this transform, I will use mutate. So mutate, so in carbon dioxide mutate, create the new variable, that is ratio. Ratio is comprised of concentration divided by uptake, right? And generate the first 3 lines. Run, and you can see this. You can also arrange the data set in the increasing order of uptake. So what I'll say, arrange in CO2 uptake, generate the first three lines, done, done. And you can see uptake is in increasing order. Select rows based on condition. I want to select the data set on the condition that all those rows which are having uptake more than 40 are to be selected. Run, run, and you can see it has selected it. Based on the categorical variable also, the selection can be done. I will say type in carbon dioxide. So I'm using filter in carbon dioxide type equal to Quebec, treatment equal to chilled. So only select those plants in which the plants which are of Quebec and the treatment given is chilled. Okay, run, run, and you can see both the conditions have been specified. Now again, I will regenerate the social data. And now I want to convert some continuous variable. Now see this continuous variable income. I want to convert it into the categorical variable. Say for example, low income, middle income and higher income or affluent groups. Now why we require such data manipulation? You cannot ask to any person that are you a chain smoker or a heavy smoker or a moderate smoker. So what you will ask? You will ask that how many cigarettes you puff a day. And you will go on writing down the actual number. And after that, based on the literature review or based on some standards which are available, you will categorize this continuous variable into this continuous variable you will draw into some categories, and therefore you will say that 0 to 10, 11 to 20. On that basis, you will do that, right? So how we can do this in R? Let us see. I will give the command that is in social data atomic operator, that is $ is used, create the new variable income cat1. That will be based on that those income which is less than 5,000 and greater than 20,000 or equal to 20,000 are low income, run. Those income which is between 20,001 and 35,000, I will name it as medium income, run. Those between 35,000 and 65,000, high income. And let us see, go in social data. Now you can see this command, what it has done, the continuous variable is now converted into the categorical variable. I can also do one thing. I can also convert the text variable into numeric data. That is also possible. And for that purpose, I'll require the library dplyr. Run. I'll say in social data, create the new variable that is scode. Revalue. What to revalue? Social data, and that the gender is there. Now male is to be revalued as 1 and female is to be revalued as 2. Let us see, is it doing it? Run, run, and you can say scode has been given. If I want to remove any if I want to remove weight and age, what I'll use? -C 3 and 4, and that is gone. You can say weight and age is gone when I insert -C 3 and 4. Now if I include, or rather if I include comma here, what will happen? It's quite surprising that instead of variables, now the observations will be deleted. Third and fourth observations are gone, right? So this is removing variables or observations in R. The next concept is unstacking, the last concept. When I'll run this gold, which is given by 5 entries, crude given by 5 entries, I'll get this data frame. Now this data frame, gold and crude are in different columns. Now most of the software, they require that the data should be stacked. That is, all the commodities will be on one side and the values should be on another side. So for this, we will run the command stack. And I'll say stack the commodity, and you can say values and indicators are now stacked. So this type of data, most of the software can understand for carrying out the t-test or ANOVA, and therefore the stack command is important here. So this was all about data manipulation. All these codes which I have discussed are very readily available in my book, which is Data Analysis Using R. The book is available on amazon.in as well as amazon.com. You can subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. Thank you.